Now speaking, Rob Lin, Head of Investor Relations. Today's conference call was webcast from the IR section of our corporate website and was attended by Daniel Zhang, Chairman and CEO, Joe Tsai, Executive Vice Chairman, Toby Xu, Chief Financial Officer, Trudy Dai, CEO of Taobao and Tmall Group, and Zhang Fan, CEO of Alibaba International Digital Commerce Group. A replay of the call will be available later today. We discuss forward-looking statements with inherent risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially from current expectations. Non-GAAP measures such as adjusted EBITDA, adjusted EBITDA margins, adjusted EBIT. Now speaking, Daniel Zhang, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. For the March quarter and fiscal year 2023, our revenue reached 208.2 billion Chinese yuan with a year-over-year growth of 2%, while adjusted EBITDA was 25.3 billion Chinese yuan with a year-over-year growth of 60%. We are responding to market opportunities in China's consumption recovery post-COVID-19, rapid development of AI, and international macro environment with our three core strategies: consumption, cloud computing, and globalization. In response to competitive market, we will focus on acquisition and retention of high-quality users, maintaining our platform's differentiated consumer mindset, and creating new demand. We are also restructuring Alibaba Group into 6 business groups, each operating with a high degree of independence and led by its own CEO under supervision by its own board. Cloud Intelligence is planned to be fully spun off in the next 12 months, while Freshippo and Cainiao are to explore IPOs in the next 12 to 18 months. Additionally, International Digital Commerce Group will explore raising external capital for business expansion. Now speaking, Toby Xu, Chief Financial Officer. Alibaba Group's Capital Management Committee was formed to explore and execute options that could unlock value for shareholders. The company will focus on 3 priorities: maintaining a strong balance sheet and increasing return on invested capital, executing EPS accretive activities, including buybacks, and enhancing shareholder returns by achieving more transparency in the value of assets and returning capital. In 2023, Alibaba Group generated $25 billion in free cash flow mainly from Taobao and Tmall Business Group and targeted 12 to 18 months for Cainiao's IPO, 6 to 12 months for Freshippo's IPO, and 12 months for Cloud Intelligence Group spin-off. In March 2023 quarter, total revenue increased 2% year-over-year, adjusted EBITDA increased 9.5 billion to 25.3 billion Chinese yuan, and GAAP net income increased 44.4 billion Chinese yuan. Alibaba Group maintained a strong net cash position of 399 billion Chinese yuan, $58 billion, and repurchased 129.9 million of its ADSs for $10.9 billion in fiscal year 2023. Now speaking, Trudy Dai, Chief Executive Officer, Taobao and Tmall Group. Trudy reported that, in the first quarter of the new year, China saw a 4.5% year-on-year growth in its GDP and a moderate recovery in consumption. Taobao achieved positive growth in users and GMV, while EBITDA was good. To capitalize on the recovery and seize market opportunities, Taobao will be investing to further enrich and diversify merchandise assortment, introduce new interactive entertainment scenarios, upgrade into a one-stop lifestyle platform, and leverage advances in AI and other technologies to upgrade the Taobao app. AliExpress has maintained rapid overall growth, and Lazada's monetization rate continues to improve. The B2B wholesale sector is expanding from transaction services to other value-added services such as finance, logistics, and digital PaaS services. Now speaking, Daniel Zhang, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. Ali Cloud experienced a 2% decrease in revenue year-over-year in the past quarter due to a proactive move to adjust their revenue structure and external factors such as a top customer switching to self-built infrastructure and pandemic resurgence. Ali Cloud has seized 2 historical opportunities: rapid development of China's mobile internet and digital transformation of traditional industries, and is now focusing on the age of AI with large models and vertical models requiring computing power. The company plans to release more large models in the Tongyi series and invest in core technology development for cloud computing, big data, and AI. They also introduced new products and pricing policies to expand their customer base and drive the usage of high-performance computing power. Goldman Sachs analyst Ronald Kung inquired, have the presentations from Trudy and Daniel outlined how the reorganization of the Taobao and Tmall Group will lead to narrowed losses and improved profitability? What will be the major goal going forward, maximizing GMV or a more balanced strategy? How will the group maintain its leadership in the market and what? Trudy Dai replied, we believe in planning with the end goal in mind when making investments. Despite the uncertain global environment, rapid scientific and technological developments must be factored into our long-term plan. Over the next 3 to 5 years, our primary focus on Taobao will be to prioritize user experience, optimize user experience, increase user time spent, grow user growth, build a prosperous ecosystem, drive technological innovation and progress, and meet broader and more diverse user demands. We view take rate as an indicator of platform health and merchant confidence. CMR is driven by platform scale, user activities, and merchant confidence. Morgan Stanley analyst Gary Yu inquired. Morgan Stanley analyst Gary Yu inquired. Citi analyst Alicia Yap inquired. Have Alibaba Cloud's price reduction strategy yielded positive results, and what customer feedback have you received? Is Alibaba Cloud expected to maintain its number one position in the IaaS space in China, or will more players enter the market? Will Alibaba Cloud remain the largest player in IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, and AaaS spaces going forward? What do you anticipate the long-term profitability of? Daniel Zhang replied. Daniel noted that Alibaba Cloud is the leader and trailblazer in China in the public cloud business, leveraging economies of scale to pass on dividends to customers. He mentioned that AI presents a huge opportunity for the cloud business in terms of growing demand for computing power, as well as new products for different use cases in different industries. Finally, he stated that there is still a considerable gap in profitability compared to other leading cloud ventures, but they are confident in their ability to increase profitability as they continue to grow and scale. JP Morgan Chase & Company analyst Alex Yao inquired, are you considering any factors when deciding which assets to keep a majority control over, 50% plus equity, hold 30 to 50% equity in, or reduce holding to 10% or below? Toby Xu replied, I have proposed and the board has approved a full spin-off of our cloud business as mentioned in Daniel's script and my own. This decision was made by the newly established Capital Management Committee, created with the primary purpose of enhancing shareholder returns. The reason for starting with the cloud business is because it is independent and different from our consumer-facing businesses. Daniel Zhang replied, Daniel is discussing the potential spin-off of their cloud business, with strategic investors to help grow the business and maximize shareholder value. He emphasizes the 4 core criteria for success: a well-defined target market, customers, business model, and core competency. The restructuring announced in March 2020 will focus each company on its own business, strategy and core competencies, aiming to maximize shareholder value. Morgan Stanley analyst Gary Yu inquired, have you outlined details on how the cloud spin-off will work and how it will affect the liquidity of Alibaba Group? Also, do you believe buybacks will be more favorable than dividends from a tax perspective? Lastly, can you clarify the question about Freshippo? Toby Xu replied, in March, we announced a restructuring and have been working on the planning and mapping out details of transactions to maximize benefit for shareholders. In respect of the spin-off of cloud business, our Capital Management Committee will consider buybacks and dividends. Regarding Freshippo, we aim to complete their IPO process within 6 to 12 months. Daniel Zhang replied, Daniel, am emphasizing the importance of navigating capital raising processes in a way that is best for each business, instills confidence in the market, and provides sufficient liquidity. As part of this process, the group holding company will be recovering investments and gaining liquidity. UBS analyst Jerry Liu inquired, can you provide more information on the return to positive growth in terms of GMV for Taobao and Tmall, and discuss how profitability in China's e-commerce segment is improving? Additionally, can you explain the plans for Alibaba International Digital Commerce, AIDC, and the focus of investments, driving growth or balancing growth with profitability? Trudy Dai replied, Trudy has been seeing good results from Taobao and Tmall in March and April, with growth in users and orders. This is attributed to the overall recovery of the market in Q1 and cost optimization and efficiency enhancement efforts. For the next 3 years, Alibaba International Digital Commerce Group will be investing in users, merchants, and technology, with a focus on users and merchants this year, expecting it to pay off in terms of growth and scale. They will also be looking at ways to further enhance operating efficiencies in more established businesses. Rob Lin replied, I appreciated everyone joining the call today. If you have additional questions, I and my investor relations team are available to help. We hope to see everyone again next quarter.